Hello everybody, my name is Heather and I'm from Ruby and Pearl. Welcome back to the Graphics Fairy. Today I am coming on to share a junk journal flip through with you guys. This is my design team project for January and I wanted to apologize for my raspy voice. I've been kind of getting over some laryngitis, so today was like the first day that I felt like I could come on and record this video so that it could go up on Wednesday. So I hope you can bear with me, and I will try to get through this without being too raspy. Yeah, so I created this journal for the Graphics Fairy and I love how it turned out. I'm calling it a botanist notebook, and I was sort of envisioning it to belong to a young lady from the early 1900s or like the late 1800s. That was kind of the time period I had in my head. And she is going to be collecting a lot of her her flower specimens and recording different things about nature and things like that. So for the actual journal, I used this beautiful image from the Graphics Fairy. It has a lot of different plants on it. And what I love so much is it says Heather on there, which is obviously my name. So I really, really love that. And Heather is a flower. So, and then I have some little charms dangling here. There's a little bit of gold dust there, maybe some little fairy dust. And I put a little charm here that says Field Notes, which is super cute. And also a beautiful little gem that she found while she was digging around in the dirt. And so she was fascinated by that, so she put that into her journal. And I tied it here with some really beautiful blue silk ribbon. And then for the spine, I used one of the Graphics Fairy like book covers. It is so beautiful. It's black. And I thought it really, really worked well for the spine. Like, it just looks like, kind of like, you know, an old notebook, how they have like the black spine. So that was what I was kind of thinking. But I love the gold detail. And then I just carried it over to the back of the book for the back cover. And then I put this really sweet little label here from the Graphics Fairy as well. And you're going to be seeing a lot of those labels throughout the journal. And so I love the black on the back. I thought it was really pretty. And I wanted to tell you that I used something called presentation paper to print this. And you can find it at any local office supply, or you could also find it online at Amazon, but it was an Epson brand presentation paper, and it like really gives a lot of depth of color. So the black really gave like such a nice deep black, and then the gold like really, really popped on it. So yeah, I really, really liked how that printed. So just a little tip for you guys if you are interested in that. And then here is just a little specimen card with some dried flowers that I had from my garden, and I put a little label there from the Graphics Fairy as well, and you're going to see quite a bit of those throughout the journal. Okay, so I put a little eyelet here to kind of pass the ribbon through the journal, and yeah, so that's how the closure is. And then you open it up. Just gonna put these here like that. And then you open it up, and inside is a little pocket here and some really pretty dried flowers here with one of those really beautiful labels that she's going to be documenting her findings. And inside the pocket is the young woman this is her journal, and I've named her Helena. And Helena is just fascinated by nature, and she is keeping this botanist journal so that she can keep a recording of all the plants and flowers that she finds along the way. And she is very fascinated with the planets and the solar system, and she really believes that there's a correlation between you know, the planets and the sky and nature, and she's very interested in reading a lot of books about that. And then she likes to go and collect all of her beautiful herbs and flowers, and this is her place where she is going to keep track of all of that. And I just put some really pretty blue paper back here, and then this is a pocket here with a really beautiful wax seal. I got a wax seal kit for Christmas. Well, I actually bought it for myself for Christmas, but yeah, so I've been enjoying playing with that. So I put a little envelope here, and then it's kind of glued to the pocket. So inside the pocket goes all of the little treasures. So yeah, so this is pretty blue flowers that she found. And then on this page she's fascinated by all of the butterflies and the insects that she finds, and she's documenting all of her findings along the way. And then this particular image is I took 3 butterflies from the Graphics Fairy site, and I collaged them onto this beautiful French document, and I really, really love how that turned out. I would really like to hang that on my wall. And then this is some really pretty embossed paper for her notes, and then another place where she can keep her notes as she goes. And Helena is not a tomboy by any means. She's very feminine, and she loves all of the feminine beauty that exists in nature, and so she's very drawn to very pretty things and all of the beautiful flowers and plants. So let's see. Turn this page, and there is some more flowers that she has collected, and some really pretty blue handmade paper by my friend Heather. And then this is some beautiful silk sari for a pocket. I just sort of layered that on there. And this is a Graphics Fairy image of a French book title page. So I used that as the background for the little flower sample. So yeah, I thought that was really pretty. And then this is Helena. So on her family's property, there are a few buildings that aren't used. And one of the buildings is one of the ones that she started using to go into and keep her notebook in there. And she keeps her findings and all of her little flowers and plants. And, you know, her sisters they're all very, very into all the latest fashions, but Helena just loves to go into nature, and she loves to kind of explore the property and see what she can find. So this is her, this is the building that she goes to, and you can see she's planting some little flowers here around the door, and she's trying to make it kind of pretty inside as well. And this is the actual little cabin or outbuilding that she uses for all of her nature findings. And then this is just some really beautiful tea stain paper. It has some like a lace detail on it. I think I bought that on Etsy a while ago. And then this is a beautiful bird image from the Graphics Fairy, and I printed that right onto book pages. And that just flips out like that, and she has put some dried flowers in there, and it can be a little tuck spot. She's also very fascinated by all the birds, and she likes to document all about them as well. And then this is just a little tuck spot for her little flower samples. And then this flips out, and it's a perfect place for her notes. And it's also a tuck spot behind. And then there's a really beautiful label here from the Graphics Fairy. Love this. Now, if you start to notice, actually, I forgot to say this earlier, but earlier in the book, there was starting to find some little gold specks that she couldn't figure out what those were. And every time she would come back to her notebook the next day, she started to see these little gold details throughout her book. And she would come back, and the book would be open to different pages. And so she started to suspect, because she had read before about fairies, and she started to suspect that maybe there were fairies that were coming in to help her. And so she found these book pages from a book, and she tore them out to put them in her notebook. And she's really starting to think that maybe the fairies are coming and helping her with all of her beautiful findings. And so this is a label that you can print from the Graphics Fairy, and I just made it a little tuck spot there. And then this is the landscape that you can print from there as well. And I thought that this was a really beautiful image of what would be like her family's property, and this is where she likes to go and explore, and maybe the fairies are living in that tree. She's not sure, but she's thinking that that could be. And then on this page, she took a little envelope, and all of the little gold dust that she kept finding everywhere, because there would be some sprinkled around her book, she started to put it all in a little envelope, and she also put it in her little bottle. And that is where she's going to keep her fairy dust. And this says fairy dust in French, at least I think, because I can't really speak French, so I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure that's how you say fairy dust in French. So yeah. So then this is an Edith Holden book page that I tucked in here, and I thought it was so pretty because of the beautiful flowers and botanical images. And so she's also documenting, you know, her findings. So let me tuck this. And I'm using a lot of these really sweet little clothespins as my clips, which I think is so cute. It kind of adds that little bit of a natural feel to the journal. So then on this page is a beautiful butterfly image. This is from the Graphics Fairy free site, and it's just a little tuck spot. And then this is a book page that I had. I really liked the black and white image of the floral. So, and then this is just some paper that she's using to chart her findings. And then this is an image that she found in a book one time, where she found all of these little fairies here, and they were looking at a book. And she was thinking that maybe that's what the fairies were doing with her book, is that she was leaving at night, and the fairies were coming, and they were exploring her book. So I don't know, but she's wondering. So she tucked that in there. And then this is a bookmark that starts here, and then it wraps up and comes out the bottom of another part of the book. And this is where she put her little fairy dust in the bottle. So this can be moved anywhere throughout the journal like that. And then this is an image from the Graphics Fairy, A Curious Herbal, and it has all sorts of different like plants and different things. Like I love that image. I thought it was really, really pretty. And then on this page is a gorgeous image from the Graphics Fairy. It's of these beautiful fairies, and they're in the moonlight and like around the water and in the forest. And I just imagined that maybe these were the little fairies that were coming to visit her little cabin at nighttime whenever she wasn't there. And actually, this image here, what I really loved about this was it says, nor dread we night when it is near, the darkest nights for sport and play to us are but as brightest day. So basically saying, you know, that at nighttime is when they play. So I thought that was really cute, and it went really good with this little image for my story. And then I used this book page that I had because I really liked the nighttime and the tree image. It really went good with like the fairies playing in the tree at night. And then this is a botanical image from the Graphics Fairy, and I printed that right onto the book page. I thought that looked really pretty. And it goes so good with this, I forgot to say, this gorgeous blue marble end paper. And then, so then this is the center, and what I did here was I just took 2 envelopes and I slipped them together, and then I put some of this blue marble paper here, and then it kind of layered on top of this blue marble, which I thought really, really looked pretty. I really love this, how this turned out. And so yeah, so you just take 2 envelopes and slip them together. I think I saw this on YouTube one time, but I can't remember where. But it's a really good idea. It's super simple. So she's going to use these little pockets to kind of store her information that she's figuring out about all of the fairies. And then this is a label from the Graphics Fairy, the other side of that botanical, which is super cool with the roots on the other side of that book page. And then this is a botanical image that you can print from the premium site. It's gorgeous. I love that purple with the blue. And then another beautiful botanical image that I printed right onto a book page. And then another pretty rose and this beautiful French background paper from the Graphics Fairy. And this flips out and she can document all of her findings on the chart. And then this is a gorgeous image of a fern. And then she's also fascinated by all the little insects that she finds. So she's trying to kind of make note of all of them. And this is just a little tuck spot here. And this is also a botanical image from the Graphics Fairy. I love the blue on here. I just love this image. And it looks so cute with the blue ribbons. Now, and then this is Helena, and she's in her little cabin, and she has all her plants around her, and she's just happy as can be. This is her favorite spot in the world. And so this is some embossed paper that I tucked there. And then this is a document of all of the flowers that she's finding on her family's property. She's wanting to make note of all of the plants and flowers that are growing on her property. And her family's property is very large, so she has a lot of place to roam. And then this is just some documents of things that she was noticing. She was kind of documenting about the birds that she saw and the different flowers, and she was just putting it all in her notebook here. So then this page is just some really beautiful dried flowers, and I put that onto some piano paper, and then I just put one of those little labels there. And then the labels, these labels you can find on the Graphics Fairy. You can find them in the printable section, and you just print this whole page all on its own. And I liked the just the plain ones, but they had some different like little things like label images that you could cut that out, but I just cut out the plain ones and used them throughout the journal. So if you go to printables and then you go to the filters and you go to labels, you will find a lot of different labels throughout the Graphics Fairy. And then this page is another gorgeous botanical from the Graphics Fairy that I printed onto a book page, and it's a little tuck spot here. And then this is the other end of that bookmark, and that's where I have my field notes and the beautiful little gemstone that she found in the dirt, and she wanted to keep it in her journal. And this is a gorgeous label. Love this. Some dried flowers here. And then this is a picture of Helena's little sister, and there were a lot of flowers growing in the field. So she wanted to pick some for her mother. So she had her little sister come and help her pick the flowers for the day and brought them to her mother. So that's a little picture of her little sister. And then that's the other picture, or the other side of that really pretty tea-dyed paper. And then this is another one of those envelopes, just like the center pocket. I just kind of tucked two envelopes together. I put a wax seal there, and then inside is all of her little bits that she's keeping. These are just some flower or plant labels that she created, and she's starting to have an interest in exploring how to make perfume, because she's, you know, trying to find she loves the fragrance of all the flowers, and she's very fascinated by this. So she really wants to save up to get a book about making her own soaps and perfume. And this is a really pretty little image from the Graphics Fairy of the little fairy. So that's a little place for her notes. And tuck these back in here. And then these are just a few pretty labels also from the Graphics Fairy. I love these. So that is just like that. And then there is a botanical image in this little tuck spot. And this page is another botanical image. And then this is also another soap label that she is saving because she has a very big interest in exploring that. And then this flips out. And then this is just another beautiful flower that she saved. And then this is the last page. And for the last, I was going to glue this in here as the back cover, but it's an Edith Holden book page and I just couldn't, it's so pretty on both sides, like I just couldn't glue it. So I left it loose and I figured it just makes a really pretty little addition to the back of the book. So yeah, so that is the botanical journal. I hope that you enjoyed this flip through. I loved making this. I had a lot of fun. I hope I pulled the story off good enough. So yeah, so this journal is going to be for sale. I'm going to put it in my Etsy shop. Actually, it will be in there. So if you're watching this video, the journal will be in my Etsy shop at that time. And I hope that you guys are having a good January so far, and I will see you again next month. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.